Hey loves, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Crown Beauty, your girl that is all about self-help. Well, the lady who's all about self-help and wellness and faith-based, right? So we're going to talk about today my sabbatical. All right, enough of that. Okay, number one, thank you all my lovely new subscribers. I also want to welcome anyone that is new coming to this channel. Please subscribe, because here on this channel, which I am going to get better, it's just that last month I had a serious scare. I'm going to talk about that on the next video, because it all falls in line to what took place. Like, why was I away? Okay, I was away because I really had to make my health a priority. Meaning, I was dealing with a health issue that I didn't even know exists. Blood pressure is truly the silent killer, because we could be walking around with severely high blood pressure and don't even know it, especially if you don't have any other symptoms, especially if for me, all I had was like a little headache. I had a headache, and I would just take something for it, some Tylenol, some Motrin, whatever. That was it. I didn't really have any other symptoms. So I think what happened, to be frankly honest with you, I started to have like a shortness of breath. That went on for like half the day. Later on, I was like, all right, look, something's wrong. Let me see what's going on, because I'm still having a shortness of breath and I still had the headache. I go out to the ER to get checked out. It was around 2 a.m. in the morning. When I say like my BP was through the roof, it was. To the point that they admitted me instantly. They didn't do no other vitals. They didn't ask me for any information. It's serious when they just take you in the back. And that's what they did. They literally took me right into a room. And there I was going through a bunch of tests, and they were monitoring, and they were doing this and that. And they took my BP down severely low, to the point that I was about to pass out. It was horrible. I mean, I believe, honestly, that passing out and death is probably very close together, because when everything starts to go black, you start thinking, am I dying here? So that was just like very troubling to me, that I was in there for severely high blood pressure, and they could not figure out a reason why. Like, they tested me for everything. They tested me for COVID. They tested me for pneumonia. I didn't even have pneumonia. I didn't even have COVID. So they really could not pinpoint or figure out why was my blood pressure so high. And a lot of it really had to do with my diet, honestly. They never know why you have high blood pressure. I've talked to doctors. A lot of time it's hereditary, they say, or it's your diet, it's what you're eating. Maybe you're eating a lot of salt. Maybe you're more salt sensitive, which is probably me. I'm on the scale of being salt sensitive. So what did I do? I changed my diet, guys. I started eating whole foods, because number one, I don't like being on medications. They did prescribe me some medications to get it down and to keep it down. But I know that the biggest thing is taking care of your health, is to get those numbers down. And that's what my mission was for me, was to say, okay, you know what? It's high. I don't want to be on these meds, because, to be frankly honest with you, I know that food is a healer. I know that herbs are a healer. I know that it is something in this earth that God has placed there that can heal this body of mine, especially if it's my diet that's poor, especially if it's things that I take in. And guess what? As soon as I changed my diet, my numbers started to go down. As soon as I started to incorporate more whole grains, more whole foods, more fruits and vegetables, more leafy green vegetables, more smoothies that I would make myself, I noticed a huge difference. Not only did my BP go down, but I also lost weight, and that was without any exercise. Like, I lost about 8 pounds, about 7 to 8 pounds naturally, just by diet alone, because I don't really have the time a lot of times to actually go to the gym, which is what I'm actually going to do, because incorporating health and wellness and going to the gym, or at least going for walks, if that's all you can do, then do that. But the biggest thing to me was definitely the diet. The diet, changing the way I viewed food, stopping the packaged foods, stopping the snacks, the packaged snacks, stopping potato chips, stopping all the salty foods. That's what changed. Not only did it change me physically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually, but it also started to change my looks. I have no makeup on whatsoever. This is all natural. And that's really what changed, you know? So definitely going forward, I am going to be sharing some of my recipes with you guys, some of my healthy meal planning, because I do try to make sure that I incorporate fiber in my diet. I do try to incorporate more water now. I wasn't even drinking that much water before. A lot of herbal teas now. Things that for me is going to give me energy, natural energy. It's going to clear my skin because my skin was horrible at one point. I mean, horrible. Like I would break out all the time. And when I break out, I would have blemishes and dark marks and all kinds of things going on. Very hyperpigmented. But I feel as though that diet contributes to that as well. It's because your body is not able to heal itself. Your skin is not able to heal itself. So whenever you get a breakout, a lot of times if you're hyperpigmented, you will also get a blemish, a dark mark on your face as well that will not correct itself on its own. So definitely there's been some things that has changed about me. I is making my health a priority. I'm making time for meditation, time for prayer, time for reading scriptures because I need that time. Think about it. We are in a stressful environment. Living here in America is stressful because we're all chasing money. Like maybe some places it's peaceful, but I live in a very metropolitan area, so it is not a lot of peace here. Yes, you can make all the money you want, but once you do, you want to move somewhere where it's peace and quiet, honestly. And that's what I'm going to be doing because well-being is very important to me now. You know, going out for a walk in the park, actually listening to the sounds, listening to nature, listening, being in the present. It's basically mindfulness, being in the moment, not worrying about my bills, not worrying on what's going on with my kids. It's literally like, look, I have to prioritize my health and well-being because if a doctor says they don't know, then you got to go back to the source. You got to go back to God because he knows. Okay, I'm listening now. You have my divided attention. What must I do to change this situation here? And that's what I did, honestly. Like, your diet and eating whole foods, eating avocados, even greens, spinach. And don't just wait to eat, sweet potatoes on Thanksgiving. Eat sweet potatoes kind of like almost daily if you can. Incorporate more of a variety of the vegetables and fruits that are available to you because guess what, those are the things that's going to change your life. There's no magic pill. There's really nothing really other than taking your health seriously and making your health a priority because no one else will. Your job is not, your loved ones are not. They may say, Mom, you need to do this, you need to do that, but at the end of the day, you must take it a priority. You must make it so that number one, you have faith and you believe God, right? And then you say to yourself, like, look, I only have one body, right? I only have one lung, two sets of lungs. You have your kidneys, you have your organs, you have all of these parts, but they're only yours. They're unique to you. Getting a transplant is not an option, right? Because a lot of times those body parts don't fit right anyway. So you must take care of the ones that you already own. Those are yours. They live in you. And it sounds crazy when you think about it, but this is the only set that you get. They are there to last as long as you last. But if you abuse your body in any kind of way by eating junk and foolishness and nonsense, guess what? You're going to stress out your own organs and your body to the point that they no longer function in the manner that you need them to function to. What has it done? What has it showed me? That you can reverse these things. You can reverse high blood pressure. You can reverse diabetes. You can reverse a lot of health problems simply by having a much more vegan, vegetarian like diet. At least incorporate more of those in. I have not completely given up meat, but I do incorporate more of the vegetables and more of the fruits in my diet now. I'm drinking more water, basic things, right? We look for an easy way out of our problems, but our problems come from within. So, love, make your health a priority. Do not rely on the doctors to figure it out for you. They're going to give you a prescription and they're going to send you on your way. And if you don't want to be on medications, which is what I did not want to be, I wanted to get to the point in my life that now I took that medication to get me out of that crisis stage because it was very high. But even one of my doctors told me, we need to get it down and then you can work on your exercise and eating better and blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, let's get it out of this critical stage, right? So that's what you do. So I do advise you, get it out of the critical stage, but find out what is the underlying problem. Is it what you eat? Is it something else? Maybe there's another issue going on. Nevertheless, I'm a firm believer in health is a priority. Make your health a priority. Because guys, I'm telling you, look at this skin. This all came from changing my diet. Because if you could have seen the way my skin was before, it was horrible. So what is the takeaway from all of this? Number one, what we eat can literally heal us. Your faith, your belief, do you want healing, right? Do you want to change? Do you want your life to be different? Do you want to have more energy? If you're tired and lethargic and always tired all the time, you're not going to have no energy to want to take a walk. This is not no vigorous, getting on the treadmill and trying to do 30 to 40 minutes in one whop. This is little small steps. Getting on, taking a walk for 30 minutes. A nice walk, right? Not something that you're just pumping it up. You got to build yourself up to that point. We are so anxious to get results immediately. And that's not the way life goes. It took me 30 days to get to this point. Where I'm at now, because I want to do it on the slow grind. Yes, I can probably go out here and lose a bunch of weight very quickly, but it will be unhealthy. And right now, I don't want something to change or affect me. For example, I don't want my hair to fall out because I'm trying to do it the unhealthy way. Lose so much weight quickly that my skin is sagging or my skin is not taut anymore or it doesn't bounce back. Keep in mind, the longer you stay in that unhealthy weight size, and think of our skin as a rubber band. It stretches and stretches and stretches. So if we stretch it out of proportion, it's almost impossible to come back unless you do it on the slower way, especially if you do it too fast. If you drop weight too fast, it doesn't give the skin time to rebound, to come back. We have to lose weight. When they say 2 to 3 pounds a week, that's true. So, and I know we hate it. Trust me, I hate it. I'm like, oh my God, this is the longest. And I say to myself, I'm never gonna get in this predicament again. Honestly, I'm not gonna get in this predicament again because you know why? It takes too long to drop the weight off. It is super fast to put weight on, but it is super slow to take it off when you're trying to do it the healthy way, the natural way, the way that it's not going to shock your body or something like that. It just takes too long. And I don't want to be in this predicament ever again. So loves, trust and believe me when I say to you that make your health a priority. The first thing I would recommend is get the blood work. See where your levels are at. Don't depend on your doctor to give you all the answers. You are going to have to also do some research yourself. I'm all about the natural way. Herbs, nuts, seeds, berries, plants, greens. I'm all about the natural way. Eating fish, getting all that omega in. getting those antioxidants in. I'm all about the natural way. We don't have to live our life waiting on someone else to give us the answers, waiting on the doctor to tell you what you should do. You got to get out there and do your own research. You got to get out there in nature. You know, I love being in nature. Honestly, it's like my medicine. You know, when I go out into the park and just listen and just take deep breaths and just hear the trees, you know, hear the birds, hear the insects, just hear life, you know. That is my medicine, not some pill that some scientist made, right? That's only going to help with the symptoms, but not the cure. The food and the herbs is the cure, right? And your belief, your faith in God, right? So anyway, loves, I want to leave you with this. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're number one. And keep the faith. Anyway, loves, thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.